Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for the Empowerment Youth Ministry broadcast. And we are experiencing some technical issues on Facebook Live. And so, if you are experiencing any technical issues, please go to our YouTube channel, Empower Me Youth YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see it live there on YouTube. And so, I'm just trying to get this comment out there. Um, And we thank God just for the opportunity to be able to come and share with you again another Empowerment Youth Ministry broadcast. And so grateful always what we're doing. And our goal is always to empower our young people to make them better, to try and make sure that we're giving them the tools to be successful. I know it's not easy. Look, we once were young, and it wasn't quite as difficult, I would say. But times are so different, and with social media and so much in the world, it's so competitive now. It's a little more difficult for our young people, but still, yet a lot of things remain the same. But we want to try and help them to maneuver through some of these obstacles that they may be able to face. And so, as the old saying is, we done been there, done that. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. But we're gonna be joined with a special guest on today, and we thank God just for this young man and the work that he is doing. So we want you all to go ahead and tag someone in. We're gonna give you a few more minutes to join, tag someone, and we're going to be joined with Mr. Marcus McGirt. That's going to be working with us on today. Save our youth, save our youth. Such a great topic, and such a very important topic that we're going to share with you on today. And let me go ahead and um, put this in. Look us up on YouTube channel. Empower Me Youth, and that should take you right to our page. All right. And once again, thank you for joining in. All right. All right. All right. So there you go. Technology don't always work with you. Technology don't always cooperate sometimes when you're trying to do things um, with all of this Zoom and Instagram, different things like that, Facebook Live. They don't always cooperate with you. Trust me. Um, we're experiencing it now. And so it's good to have, as they say, a ram in the bush. But we thank God just for all of you that have supported us. It's been a little over a year, and I've enjoyed this. I've learned so much. I've met so many wonderful people on the journey, and we're just so happy to be able to do this for our young people. We want you to be better. And not only that, but us as individuals, we want to be better. We want to be stronger. We want to be more informed, more knowledgeable about a lot of things that are out there that we sometimes, just because of the word of God says, because of lack of knowledge, because of lack of knowledge, the people perish, lack of vision, people perish. And we want to make sure that we are keeping you, as they say, in the know with what's going on. And so we thank God once again for everyone that has been on the show to help us. And we hope that you all are staying safe. We realize that we are in such a critical time with this pandemic. We want you to continue to wear your mask, keep your hand sanitized, or just wash them with some soap and water. Change your clothes because you never know when you go out it can settle onto your clothes, and the virus can live on your clothes for so many days or so many hours or however it may be. But always, even spray your clothes with some disinfectant spray. Make sure that you're doing all you can do, because definitely I know you do not want to bring this virus into your home, to your family. And not only that, but you do not want this virus. This virus is so serious and it's so deadly. Unfortunately, there are so many people that have lost their lives, and I sympathize with those families, those who are going through. It is such a critical time. It's a praying time. We need one another, y'all. We need one another. one another. And I just can't say it enough that we just got to keep on praying. We got to keep praying until God move and deliver us. As they say, ask Him to heal our land. If our people, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, He's telling us to pray. And that's the answer. That is the key to what we're dealing with this pandemic. And once again, we just want to thank you. And we want to give out a few more people to tag in. Listen, please get in touch with your young people. Have them to sit down. Please ask them to sit down just for a few minutes to hear what this young man has to say. Our brother Marcus McGirt has a great story that he can share with you. And I'm so grateful for the work that he's doing with our young people. Save our youth. If you have a troubled youth or just a youth that needs to be encouraged, especially our young men, please get them to sit down with us this afternoon tonight and be a part of this broadcast because it's going to be very, very special. He has some very good information that he's going to share with us today. And I want you to be able to know what's going on. And a lot of times we're looking for help. And a lot of times we're looking for people to do certain things, or we don't have anything going on in our community, or we don't have anything going on for our children or for our youth. Yes, we do. We do. And we do have people that are actually getting out, sacrificing, and doing the work. But our thing is that we got to make sure that we're supporting. And so even with this broadcast tonight, show your support. Encourage your young people to sit down and watch. Take a minute from Facebook, take a minute from Instagram, Twitter, whatever they may be doing. Please ask them to sit down and listen to this young man. He has a very, very good testimony that he wants to share with us. He's going to let us know what he's doing in the community. He has a lot of great events that are coming up in the next few weeks, as well as over the holidays. And we want to make sure that we are supporting these people. And that's why we're here. Look, we're in this thing together. We are in this together, y'all. Believe it or not. I need you, and you need me. We need one another. And so we're in this together. And let's try to be supportive. I'm telling you, there's a thousand reasons that you probably can come up with, maybe as of why not. But let's come up with a reason why that we should help support, because our prisons are filling up with our young men, and it's unfortunate the system is not always fair when it comes down to our young black men. It's as simple as that. And a lot of times, I try to stay away from the race issues, because it's just one thing. I just try not to get into that with on the show, but at the same time, it's hard not to. But trust me, um, our prisons are full of our young black men, and their privileges are taken away. But we have a young man that has been through a number of things. Our brother Marcus McGirt has been through a lot of things that he can share with our young people, and he knows exactly where you are, young people. And you may feel like a lot of times the first thing they say, they don't understand. They don't understand what I'm going through. They don't understand what I'm dealing with. Listen, you'll be surprised. It's the same game, just different players. There's, and the Bible even says there's nothing new under the sun. It's just a different generation. But I want you to know the devil is still the devil and God is still God. And they'll always be who they are. God never changes. And so let's try and be supportive. Um, let's try and make sure that we are looking out for our young people, encourage them with the new way that we're having to learn now. They're having to learn, and that is through online studying. But they can do it. They can do it. And you never know where this may lead. And right now it's building up experience for them. So they're gonna know a lot when it comes down to being able to learn a job online, or either to work a job online, because they've had that experience even studying online. A lot of them will get ready to graduate. Next year be here before you know it. And they'll be graduating. And some of them are in college. They're doing things online now. And guess what? They already have that experience. And we don't know what the future holds. Oh my God. We don't know what the future holds, but we're believing God that He's going to work things out for our for our good. And the Word of God also tells us that all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord and for those who are called according to his purpose. And so, although it may look bad, y'all, it's working for your good. And trust me, God is not unrighteous. He loves us and he has our best interests always at heart. And so, when you serve him, look, he's going to do his part. If you're doing your part, he's a man of his word. I love that song. Maverick City. I'm not sure if you know of Maverick City singers, but it says he's a man of his word. And, I am who he says that I am. And God knows, God says that you are victorious. God says that you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. God says so. And that's you are who you are. And so we were just trying to give our brother McGirt a few more minutes to try and get on. He was running late, running behind time, but we wanted to go ahead and get on and get started on time as much as possible. And just to kind of share some things with you, we thank God for all of those and everything, our nurses, our doctors, our healthcare workers, home healthcare workers, whomever you are out there, those that work at Walmart, Food Lion, Target, wherever you are. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for your support and everything that you're doing. We could not do it without you. When they had shut down everything, thank you for keeping your doors open to allow us to get our food and our supplies. The restaurants that were still able to open for us. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And it is greatly appreciated. And certainly my prayers, I cover you in prayer right now that God will continue to keep you and your families because not only you're at risk, but your families are at risk too. And so definitely for all of you, school teachers, the staff, the faculty, everybody, whoever you are out there making it happen for us, thank you so much. Those that are in the factories, Purdue, wherever you are, thank you so much. And I guess you say, what are you saying out that for? Because, if you stop and you didn't work and you weren't able to produce and do the things that you do, then there's going to be a shortage. And look, we need you. So thank you so much. And we thank God just for our brother McGirt. He is waiting in our studio, and we're going to go ahead and bring him in. And I'm so happy, amen, for the opportunity. He's a very busy man. First of all, very busy man. But we thank God for him taking out the time today or this evening to share with us. And so go ahead and tag somebody. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. And we need you to go ahead and tag somebody in right now. All right. And so thank you so much. Let's go ahead and bring our brother Marcus in. Hardworking young man. All right. How you doing, brother Marcus?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm doing great. Great. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I know you're a busy man trying to get it done, but thank God you got that young blood that's running through your veins
Yes, ma'am.
and you can run and do it. Yes, but we just thank God just for you and the work that you're doing, and we've been talking about you and sharing with our audience kind of what you do a little bit, but nobody can tell it like you can tell it, of course. And
Yes, ma'am.
so glad. Thank God for the work that you're doing in the community, and we want everybody to go ahead and tag someone, tag your young people, let them know that we have somebody that want to talk to them. We have a young man that want to talk to you. That's right. Drag them to the computer, drag them to your phone, and make them sit down and listen. Because I'm telling you, if you don't make them sit down and listen, you don't want somebody else to drag them and make them sit down and listen. And so let's do it um, uh, this way. This would be the better way to do it. But we thank God for you. We're going to go ahead and get started in our broadcast. Once again, this is a pre-recorded broadcast for our radio show that we actually do on Fridays on WJAY radio station 98.3 FM, 1280 FM on your radio. I'm sorry, 1280 on your AM dial. And we thank God just for the opportunity. Like I said, we've been doing it for a little over a year. Something that the Lord laid in our heart to do to empower our young people, to give them a platform. And so we thank God just for just being able to do what we do. And I'm grateful. And like I said earlier, I've learned so much and met so many wonderful people that are doing some great things out there in our communities. And we thank God for having one of them here with us today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our recording. And if you have any questions that you have for our brother Marcus, you'll be able to ask those as well. Just go ahead and put it in our box, and we'll try and make sure that we get to that so that you will be able to get your questions answered. Um, Wonderful. So we'll be able to get those questions answered for you. And so thank you all so much. It looks like Facebook is back up and running, and we're grateful. But if you're not looking at us on Facebook, you can go to our YouTube channel, Empower Me Youth, and that should take you right to our broadcast as well. And so you can share that with your friends and say, well, everybody don't have Facebook. Okay, well, go to YouTube and look up Empower Me Youth, and you should be able to see our live broadcast. But thank everyone for joining us. And at this time, we're going to go ahead and get started. You ready, Marcus?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
All right, good. All right. Um, and as we record, make sure that if we can talk loud, so I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
make sure I get a good recording of you. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you. This is the second time around I done interviewed this young man. I'm telling you, he is something. I mean, he's doing some great things out there. So I'm glad you're able to come back to me once again. All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
but
Always a pleasure.
get started. Here we go. Good afternoon to each and every one. Once again, this is yours truly, Mr. Brenda, with the Empowerment Youth Ministry broadcast. And we are back once again, another week that God has blessed us. And we're so happy about it because it was no goodness of my own. And I always say that no goodness of our own, but because of God's grace and mercy, He continues to bless us and keep us over and over again, even in the midst of this pandemic. I want you to know that God is still good and He is still blessing us. We want to continue to pray for those that are going through, those who are suffering from the pandemic, those that have passed away due to the pandemic with the coronavirus. Our prayers are with those families, and we continue to pray that God will continue to bless and heal our land. The word of God says, if my people who will call by my name will humble themselves and pray. So He told us to pray. So that is the key. That is the answer. And you wonder what you need to do. What should we do next? Pray. The word said pray. And so let's continue to be prayerful. Continue to be careful out there. Safe. Wear your mask. Keep your hands sanitized and clean. It's best to use soap and water if you can't get hand sanitizer. We know that it's kind of running scarce. It's hard to find a Lysol, different things like that. But please make sure that you wear your mask, that you're putting on your hand sanitizer. Even when you come in from working, go ahead and change out of those clothes. You never know what you came in contact with. The virus could have gotten onto your clothes, and you don't want that on you, and you don't want to bring that in to your family. And so definitely you don't want to bring nothing in that is, I mean, this virus is so devastating. It's so it's very bad, and we just our heart goes out to those that have been affected by it, as well as those that have passed away. And so let's do our part. Continue to be safe. Continue to wear that mask. Keep your mask on, not under your nose. Put it over your nose. Close your mouth. Cover your mouth. Keep it all closed, covered up. Put on some gloves if you have to, because this thing is so serious. And Lord knows, I wouldn't want any of you all's family to be lost or pass away due to it, as well as mine. And so thank God for all of you that are out there being safe, those on the front line. Thank you, everybody, for what you have done. And we're going to go ahead and get into our program. We just wanted to share that with you. And we thank God for we are joined in the studio by a very, very intelligent, bright, give me some more words. Marcus, you got some more words for you? I just playing
Humble.
hardworking
Humble.
young man, very humble, very giving, caring, supportive. He's all of that. And I'm telling you, he's the total package. And we're so grateful. This is the second time that he has been on our radio show. And I thank God for what he continues to do. And today we're talking about saving our youth. And we know that that right there is a topic that needs to be discussed, because when you look at the our young people in the future and the path that it seems like they're taking, it doesn't seem very bright. But that's what we're here for, to make sure that the path is brighter. Also, to make sure that we're doing all we can do to move out all of the roadblocks, try and get them all the way around the detours to success. And we can do it together. If you want to build your community, let's work together to do it. And it takes people like our brother Marcus doing what he's doing. And once again, I say, let's support the young man, especially to our young men. We thank God for you, Marcus, being that role model, stepping in. And I'm telling you, we don't have a whole lot of young men that's doing it, but we thank God for you that has taken a stand, and you have that courage to do it. And I'm so grateful for you, Marcus. Thank you so much for joining in with us again. And so, Marcus, tell us about your initiative that you're doing with the Save the Youth program, that you're the mentoring program, if I'm right, mentoring
Yes,
program that you
sir.
have.
So, Save Our Youth, of course, started back in 2016. It was at first designed just, to get the community together, unify, bring unity to the community. We had some
Mhm.
recent events back in 2016 that led to a lot of our teens being murdered, killed.
Right.
And so I was just trying to make sure that people knew that it was somebody in the area that cared for them, of that
Beautiful.
sort, and let them know there was somebody that's always going to be there for them. And it kind of turned, like, I never saw it growing how it grew to
Right.
this point. And so it kind of took off from there with a mentoring program. We first started out in Marlboro County. We had 5 in Marlboro County, 3 of which who have already graduated. 2 went to Benedict and 1 went into the Navy, and we
Wow.
have 2 seniors left now. And then we grew from Marlboro County to Florence County, where we have 10 in the Florence County area, with the 1
Great.
senior there in the Florence County area. And now we're in Dillon County. We have a mentees from Lakeview, Dillon, and Latta now. And with that program, it's geared towards young men who maybe at risk, maybe need
Mhm.
some just extra guidance. They have that push and that positive mother support and family support, but they don't have that father figure or big brother figure. So that's what
Right.
I'm here for. And I have other mentors that mentor with me as well, to help
Mhm.
me give them that push and to encourage them to always go far above just what their norm is, getting them outside of their norm, showing them things like how to change a tire, how to tie their ties, how to check
Wow.
oil in a car,
Yeah.
communication skills, life skills, just being a support for them and letting them understand their culture, things that they can run into later in life, things that have been going on, so they can be prepared for life beyond their normal.
Wow. I didn't realize that you had started out in Bennettsville to start out with.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and I like what you said. Someone that care for them, someone that was being there for them. And thank you so much for stepping up to do that, because a lot of times, unfortunately, like you said, you may not have that father figure there, but you're
Yes, ma'am.
teaching them those life skills beyond the college and beyond high school, how to change the oil, how to check the oil. So you're teaching them how to be self-sufficient.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Great,
All the
great,
time.
wonderful, wonderful. So how would someone get in touch with you, or is there any type of criteria that these young men need in order to be able to be a part of your program?
Well, I'm not going to say a certain kind of criteria. They can be nominated by community citizens. They can be
Mhm.
nominated by their parents. They can be nominated by myself, other mentors in the
Okay.
program. They can be nominated by one of the current members in the program. It just doesn't really matter. I have a strong conscience about doing certain things, and I always try to pray before I do certain things and before I reach out,
Yeah.
um, and work with the kids, because at that point, if I want to reach out, to let them know that I want them in the program. I want to know up front, are you going to be fully vested into the program? Because I want to be fully
Yeah.
vested into you. My mentors want to be fully vested into you.
Right.
And we don't want to force any kid to do anything that they wish not to do. So I try to be strategic in the doing as well, and also not trying to limit and put barriers upon other kids because it was done to me.
Mm.
A lot of things that I was told that I wasn't be able to do that I've surpassed that now, and so
Wow.
it's at this point it's like, okay, I need to reach back and pull the next generation up because it's a lot of people
Yeah.
saying what they can't do, and
Yeah.
that's just me. So it's no certain criteria. I mean, you can be recommended, you can be invited, so to speak. So
Mm.
it's just one of the two, invited or recommended, and then we'll go from there.
So reach one, teach one.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
that is so awesome. So is there a certain age group that you're working with?
When I first started in Marlboro County, I started out, they was in middle school, seventh grade.
Mm.
Um, and after that group came through, I think when I started in Florence, ninth grade. So now I'm trying to double back because soon all of the kids that's mostly in the program are going to be graduating soon.
Right.
So I'm reaching back to go to the middle school areas and maybe possibly could be younger. I think that I've outgrew just placing limits on the group for myself,
Mm.
so to speak. So I'm looking to expand in a different horizon. I don't share a lot of the visions that I have and a lot of things that I write now, and
Mm.
I won't right now. But I see it being greater than what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
where now what I'm doing is searching the market for positive mentors to be able
Mm.
to work with these kids before I start allowing a whole lot of other kids into the program to work with those mentors so that way we can be at full capacity, but also have enough mentors to reach each kid, even if they have to do 2 kids per mentor.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
great. That's great. And is so needed, so needed. And so even with the different age groups, so you're reaching back and that's good. Even the word of God says, after you have been converted, then strengthen your brother. And
Yes, ma'am.
so a change happened in your life, like you said, there were some barriers that were put up even in your life, telling you what you can't do, certain restrictions or certain guidelines, and so you've exceeded that, and
Yes,
that is
ma'am.
such a beautiful thing. And I'm sure that there are a lot of things that you had to overcome. But as a young man, speaking of overcoming, what was one maybe the biggest things that you had to overcome when if just being able to relate to other young men? What would you say was one maybe the biggest challenges or biggest things you had to overcome? And then what would you say to them that's in that same situation or maybe something similar to that?
Um, I guess it's two things.
Hmm.
One would be being raised without a father. But I guess mine is different. My father was not in my life only because he went over to the other side to be with the Lord. So I
Okay.
say that I feel for guys who look like myself who are being raised in homes without their dad and their dad are still living and just not taking that time to spend it with their child. You know, you can give that kid any amount of money, anything, buy them whatever. That child wants time because I know at 11
Mm.
years old when my dad died, I still wanted that time that I was getting. I still wanted it going forward. So I know how it is now. A lot of the youth, they want time with their fathers. You know, they just want to have that bond. And I feel for
Right.
them because I feel if your dad is still able to be in your life, allow him to. It doesn't matter what stigma or situation that dad is in. Allow them to be in there because once he's gone, he's gone. So
Right.
I say to the other younger kids, if you're able to get to a certain point of age where you reach out and it may not work, but you reached out, you've done your part. It's up to the dad from there to make it happen for you. So to be there for you, to spend that time with you, because as you grow older, you're going to realize that this is something that you're not going to want your kids to be a part of or be in a situation such as this. So you're going to work 10 times as harder to make sure that you show up in their lives. So I just tell, any young male, any young woman, anybody, if, your dad is still alive and they're not in your lives and you did your part by reaching out, keep going, keep being you. It's nothing wrong with you. You're special.
Mm-hmm.
You're great just the way God made you. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna go through life. You're gonna get to that point where you start having your family, and you're gonna know what not to do and
Oh,
how to be there. And
oh,
also, I guess the second thing would be is stop letting people tell you what you can't do, and stop letting people limit what you can do.
oh,
By the time I turned age 16, they told me I was gonna be dead. And then when I got
wow.
16, it was 18. You're not gonna make it. I wasn't gonna graduate high school. I graduated high school. I probably didn't graduate top of my class, but I graduated high school. I wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to go to college. I went to college and I finished. I have a degree. And that's not bragging because anybody, I feel like anybody can start something and complete it. But it was those limitations that made me who I am today because
Yeah.
people said I wouldn't do certain things. People said I wouldn't go certain places. I mean,
Mm,
it's not about me. And it's funny because I was driving down the road thinking about the show and I say, yeah, the Lord is my savior. He is. But many people don't know that the people around me, the kids that's around me, they're my savior
right.
because I can revert back at any time and be the old Marcus McGirt that people think that I possibly could be. But these
Right.
kids that I mentor, the kids that see me on a daily basis, even the kids that I work with through DJJ and now DSS, I have to be the bigger person in all
Mm-hmm.
situations because there are people looking up to me. So don't allow people to put shackles on your feet and tell
All
you
right.
how to sink, how to swim. No,
All
you
right.
break those barriers and you move forward because if God did it for me, he can definitely do it for you.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I
Yes, man.
love it. Breaking those barriers, and as they say, generational curses and different
Yes,
things
man.
like that. And you're right, you do have to speak life, and you have to be positive in all that you do, because if you listen, like you said, don't listen to what people tell you. It's your destiny.
Yes, man.
You choose what path you want to take, and you can be successful. It's your choice. And I
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
God, that even like you said, at age 11, what you went through, and then 16, and at some point in your life, you decided to choose to do better. Choose. You made a choice. And so everybody has a choice. And I thank God that you chose to do better, to improve, and to break those barriers that were out there. And I'm telling you, I'm sure it was a struggle for you. And I'm sure that it was hard for you, like you said, that you had lost your father at an early age. And life happens, and we dream of doing this with your dad and him being there for this and that for you, and sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But
Right.
thank God you were able to pull it together. And see, that's one thing, too, Marcus, is a lot of times you don't know how kids are going to deal with that grief, you know and sometimes they don't know how to express it, what
That's
they're
right.
going through. And sometimes you just may have to get some counseling for your young people. You may not be able to understand them. Sometimes getting some counseling, to help them to kind of sort through their feelings so they can stay on the right track, because
Right.
they're good kids. And I'm sure you were a good guy, good guy. Your mom, I'm sure she loved you. You came from a loving family, but God took your dad at an early age. And so sometimes, because you don't understand, because you don't really know how to express yourself, then that's where you get some counseling sometimes to help sort through those feelings. And there's nothing wrong with counseling. And it's not that something wrong with you, that you're crazy. No, sometimes you just need a little bit of direction. Everybody need a
That's
little
right.
bit of direction. Everybody can use some counseling right about now, because we all are going through a lot. There's a lot that's going on in the world, a lot that we see, and a lot of times it makes you angry. And a lot of times, even with that anger, sometimes you can do things that you shouldn't do, and you'll regret it in the end. And so we thank God just for you choosing to make a difference. And not only that, and not making a difference in just your life, but to choose to help make a difference in other young men's lives. That is,
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's a big statement there. For you to be that example to our other young men, just to show the love, to show the care and concern, And most importantly, what you said is that time. They're looking for you to spend that time. So it's not
Yes,
always in
ma'am.
the cell phones.
That's right. That's right. That's
Right.
right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that time is very valuable and is very important. I think if you show a kid that you'll show up and show up for them,
Hmm.
then that goes a long way. That makes a lot of difference for that kid because anybody can buy them something. I mean, if they're always home with their mom is going to buy them things because they don't want them to feel that void and they want to try to fill it. But
Right.
if you, as a male role model, take up time with some of the young kids who are just looking for time, then
Mhm.
that's all a kid truly wants is time for you to show up and let them talk, let them spend time, let them bond. Once you get that connection, it's
Mhm.
smooth sailing from there.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And having a good support system. And I just like to say hats off to all of those dads that are out there. You're being that dad and being supportive in your child's life, whether it's a boy or girl. And like what you're saying, Marcus, is showing up and giving them that support, showing that you care. Okay, I'll be
Yeah.
there. What time is your PTO meeting? What time is your meeting? What time is your game? I'll be there. And a lot of times, if you do that, you're right. That would steer them from out of a lot of trouble and getting into things that they shouldn't get into because why? They have your attention. And you know, a lot of kids want the attention of their parents because they want them to be proud of them. I want
Yep.
my mom to be proud of me. I want dad to be proud of me. I want to do good because I know I want them to be proud of me. I don't want to let them down. And so, parents, let's not let our kids down. Let's take the time and be supportive. If you're having some issues, as our Marcus was saying, our brother Marcus was saying, all they want is time. Then, if you want to see your child change, some changes, some things changing their life, start spending some time with them. Start trying to
That's right.
connect with them, right? Start
That's
trying to
right.
make that connection with them. Start trying to bond with them. And Lord knows, I believe without a shadow of a doubt, it will make a difference in their life. And so, Marcus, even with the other mentors that you're looking for, how would someone get in touch with you? You know, they're just a person that wants to also give back, someone that wants to also connect and help make a difference in our young men lives. How would they get in touch with you? What would they need to do?
They can get in touch with me through Facebook, Marcus McGirt on Facebook, or they can reach out to the Save Our Youth Movement page on Facebook. My email, marcusmcgirt@gmail.com.
Okay,
Um,
great.
um, I mean, I don't mind even giving my number through here. I mean, it's 843-632-1503. You
Awesome.
know, just making sure that they're a great fit for the program, being positive. Um, Setting that example, setting the bar high of expectations for them as well
That's
as for their mentee that they'll be partnered with. And coming from that strong background where your word is everything. You tell a
mm,
kid something, own up to it. Own up to it.
yeah,
Be there for that kid. Don't long as you don't lie, cheat, steal, disregard the mentees, then we're okay. We're pretty laid back. We're pretty flexible. I know you got lives outside of volunteering, so I'm not recommending you do it for 40 hours every week, but just having that time one day in a week or either one weekend day to take
right,
time with that child, check on them throughout the week periodically and things like that. Because again, we're not there to actually address major parenting issues, but we are there to be an aid, to be a help, to be able to mentor, to be able to guide, because
right,
we don't want to overstep any boundaries at the end of the day. At the end of the day, the parent that's in the household is the parent, and they got a parent, and we step in as an aid and to help out.
right, right. So, do you have anything coming up anytime soon? Any events
Um,
that you're working on?
Well, yeah, our mentees are having their team retreat October the 24th.
Okay,
The team retreat will take place. The first part of the day will take place because they have to get first aid CPR certified. That's going to take place in Latta the first half of the day, and the second half of the day will be done down at Myrtle Beach for overnight stay as well with our kids. We have that coming up as well. That's October 24th. And so we have partnered with the Ladder Recreation Director in the department to along with BJ's Krusty Krab, Community Worship Center, H2G, Empire, Alicia Harrison, Grice, and other people to be able to partner to have a Halloween quote unquote fall festival for the kids.
Mm,
So that way something in the community can kind of bring the unity together. It's a lot of things that we're facing right now. We're facing a pandemic. We
yeah,
got people that's arguing over political parties. You
yeah,
got friend, it's a lot of things that's weighing down on you. People don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't
yeah.
know if they got a job. They don't know if they're going to be going back to work. So it's a lot of things that's going on, and we just want to bring the unity back to the community in our
Oh,
small town of Latta.
that's right.
And so we're inviting everybody to come out on October the 31st. That's a Saturday, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Bring your kids. We're going to have a family fun-filled night with a movie. It looks so far we'll be showing Medea Boo 2 because that's winning on the polls right now. Everybody
Uh-huh.
want to see it. So just encourage each other to come out and bond with each other. It does not matter what skin color, what how you look, anything. Just come out and have a good time
Right.
and
That's
social distance, wear your mask, but still come out, have a good time with your family. It's a lot of things that we were not able to do this year because of COVID. So we are
yeah,
trying to bring this to the forefront so that way we can have something that everybody can look forward to and enjoy.
absolutely. And so the mentee program is going to be October the 24th, next
Yeah.
Saturday.
The
Okay.
Saturday after next. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, October the 24th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then again the following Saturday on the 31st for the Halloween.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. So the retreat will take place. They'll be going over financial literacy, getting first aid, CPR certified,
Cool.
substance abuse prevention, sex education awareness. They'll be learning how to tie ties. We will show them how what are the major components of the vehicle, and show them how to change a vehicle tire as well. And
Oh,
then we'll go to the beach afterwards for overnight stay for their bonding activity and their team building activity.
mhm.
And then of course the 31st will be that Saturday for Halloween for the big trunk or treat and the big movie night that we have planned for everyone. So, and then of course in November we got some stuff coming up in November.
Mhm.
Want to do a feed the community. Save Our Youth does a feed. We're going to do a feed the community right here in Latta, South Carolina, and our Florence chapter is going to do visit the nursing home. Even though we may not be able to go in, we're still going to
Mhm.
go by the nursing home to pass out Thanksgiving holiday cards and spread a little holiday cheer to those that may not be able to be with their family.
Wow, you have a lot going on. You're gonna be pretty busy with these
Yes,
young ladies.
man.
So
Yes,
we
man.
thank God just for you taking the time out, and we want you all to support. Don't just listen and don't do anything about it. Try and get these young people to Marcus McGirt, a very good young, positive young man that's working in the community. And a lot of times we fail because we don't support. Put it on your calendar, set a reminder, because this things like this. And how much did it cost? You didn't even say how much it cost, Marcus. How much does it cost?
Nothing. We typically do everything by donation base or whatever at that time. It's not a technical cost to our parents because if we can, we can do fundraisers to raise the money. As you saw, we did a car wash just recently. The goal was $500. We exceeded that goal by getting to 1,800. So
Oh,
it's when we got everybody pulling together and they know that the guys are doing something for the good of the community, it is so much easier so that way we can stay out of the parents' pockets because, like I said, they're facing COVID. They're trying to stress about how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to feed their boys, how they're going to feed their kids. So we're just all in it together trying to make it happen. So
wonderful.
I'm not going to put if I have to come out of my pocket for the boys, I will because I'm a single man. I don't have any kids, so if I have to come out of my pocket, I will. That's totally fine
Yeah,
with me. I dare not reach back into the pockets of single parents or parents in general at the
wow.
amid this pandemic because of the fact that some of them may not know what their next meal may be, and some may know, but I'm going to treat every case the same.
Absolutely. Man, thank you so much. Marcus, my hat goes off to you and to all of our men that are out there making it happen for our young people. Listen, it's not going unnoticed. And as he said, it doesn't cost you anything. And I want to make sure that you realize it doesn't cost you anything. And I know for sure, like you said, if you had to come out your pocket, you would do that. And so our time is out. But once again, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing with us this afternoon. Truly, it was a great treat. And it's not a trick, but it's a treat. And we thank God for you. And we're praying, and I'm going to do all I can do to make sure that I'm spreading the word and helping to spread the message, and get the information out to the people,
Yeah,
especially
man.
our young men. Let's get these boys off the street, off the
Yes,
corner,
man.
wherever they are. Let's get them and put them in a positive place. It's not going to cost you a dime. So once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Empowerment Youth Ministry broadcast. And if you would like to hear more of this broadcast, look us up on Facebook. You'll be able to hear this live once again, or either on our YouTube channel, Empower Me Youth. And we thank God just for you, and continue to be prayerful, because prayer changes things. You can't beat praying. God
That's
bless in
right.
Jesus' name. All right, Marcus. Thank you so much. And yes, I just want to make sure too that I say that none of this money is going into these guys' pockets.
Right.
I trust Marcus. I believe in Marcus. Marcus has already sponsored for years scholarships in the in the latter community, giving out school supplies, book bags, different things like that. Some of you may have already been a recipient of it, but he's doing this from out of his heart, sometimes a lot of times out of his pocket. And so you can trust our brother Marcus and what he's doing, and he's connected with other young men. There's nothing funny going on about this. I want you to understand that everything is good. And like they say, it's on the up and up. And you
Yes,
don't have to
ma'am.
worry about it. You can trust your young man with these young men. And you don't have to worry about what's happening. Nothing's happening, but I'm going to show you how to tie a tie so you could be a man. And I'm going to show you how to change the oil and the tire, because when you break down, you need to be doing it, be able to change that tire. Besides calling roadside assistant, get out there, as our late Bishop R.F. Davis used to say, and show thyself a man and be the thing and be a man. And so thank you so much for what you're trying to instill in our young men, because it is so much needed. And like you said, one day they'll have families of their own.
Right.
They'll have their own, and they'll know exactly what to do because you all took the time out to help them. And if there's any other young men that are out there, any men that are out there working, and you want to be a part of this great, great initiative, Save Our Youth, get in touch with our brother Marcus. Brother Marcus, what is your telephone number again?
It is 843 632 1503.
Absolutely. All right, y'all got that? He's not trying to hide anything.
No, ma'am. Not at all.
This is not a game of hide and seek or anything
Yes,
like
sir.
that.
It's not a trick, it's a treat.
He's not hiding, but he wants you to seek and try and be supportive. And our prayers is with you. Our prayers that God will bless. If anybody had any questions for us, you still have a couple of minutes. If you have a question about, I think we covered pretty much everything. But if you had a question for our brother Marcus, we'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. But we just like to thank you and commend you for all your hard work and effort and your sacrifices. And that's why God continues to bless you to do what you're doing. Because I'm telling you, when it comes down to being digging in your pocket and doing and giving out of your money out of your pocket, that takes a big heart, and that says a whole lot about a person. And I thank God for you willing to go the distance, and you're willing to do what you do for somebody else.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
you said, you're reaching back to help pull them up. And I thank God for that. And once again, thank you for joining us. I don't see any questions in the comments, but we want to thank everybody for um, uh, tuning in today, tonight. And we want you to share this video, share this on your page, get information out. Marcus, we're going to try and get some flyers, whatever
Okay.
flyers you have available, we'll put them on our page. Let's do this thing together. If you want to build your community, if you want
Yes,
a
ma'am.
better community, then look, we have to do it together, and we have to stick together.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
like he said, unity. We want to be unified for the betterment of our children, because our children are the ones that's going to suffer. And so we don't want Oh Lord, have mercy. It just kind of makes me a little emotional because what I'm just thinking about. Because if you allow the enemy to have you out there, especially our young men shooting and killing. That's somebody's father that got killed. That young man may have had some children that are out there now. Their dad is gone, or dad is locked up because of what a misunderstanding. You got upset with your buddy, and so you went and got your gun, and you didn't mean to get. Some things happen so fast, and so let's stop the violence. Let's stop the shooting. Let's stop the killing because that's somebody's son, that's somebody's father, that's somebody's uncle, that's somebody's loved one, and now they're either behind bars or either they're hushed in death. And Lord knows we don't want that. Our children need us. They need mama and they need daddy. And we thank you so much, Marcus, for what you're doing.
Yes,
To
ma'am. I definitely appreciate it.
look, we're here support. We support you. We're here to support you. We're not here to bring you down or anything. We care. We're concerned, and that's why we're doing what we do. So let's make sure that was somebody's dad. That was somebody's son. That nobody wants to visit them behind bars because of a
That's right.
misunderstanding. It's not even worth it. Work it out, y'all. Work it out. Work it out. Settle it, you know, and move on. I'm telling you, the enemy, that devil is strong. And I want you to know the word of God said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but
But
against
we
spiritual
against the principality.
devil. There's some demons out here. And I'm telling you, he will get you so hot and mad. And before you know it, you'll do something that you shouldn't have done. And you'll
Yes, ma'am.
react in a way that could change your life forever. And once it's done, there's no going back because it's done. A life may have been lost. Now you're behind bars. It's not worth it. Trust me, it's not. It's not. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You have to prove something to your children. Prove that you're going to be that dad. Prove that you're going to be that mom and be there for them. You know that?
Yes,
They
ma'am.
want you to be there for them. That's all. As our brother Marcus shared with us, time. They want to spend time with you. And that's all they want. They need you and they want you. Be there for your children. It's been a great,
Yes,
great,
sir.
great. Save your youth. We're trying to save y'all. Lord knows we're trying to save you.
Yes,
And
ma'am. All day long.
please look us up. Empowerment Youth Ministry. I'm out there too. Brenda Clements. I'm not gonna give y'all my telephone number. Call Marcus. Marcus get in touch with me.
I
Oh, but we
got
need to
you.
be so careful. But you definitely can. You're free to inbox me. And Lord knows we'll pray with you. We'll come together. We'll do something. Ain't that right, Marcus?
Yes,
God knows.
ma'am. All day long.
We'll come to help you out. You get in touch with us and tell us you need something. So see what we do something about it. Oh, we're gonna do something about it. And so thank you. Let's be supportive, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless. Marcus, thank you once again for coming and sharing with us tonight. Certainly it was a pleasure. So round two, you were with us, and so hey, I guess you'll be coming back again because I'm sure you got some more things that you're working on, and I want to make sure that I'm supporting that as well. And look,
Yes, ma'am.
and we're gonna do this thing together. All right,
Yes,
thanks
ma'am.
everyone for coming. God bless you. Continue to be prayerful because prayer always works. God bless you. Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Thank you.